Happy Monday, and welcome to my stream where this week we're playing intense royalty-free punk pop music. How's it going? My name is Jen Schiffer, this is my stream, and it is Monday, June 30th, last day of the month. I know that because every day has September, April, June, and November. All the other months are 31 days, and February is whatever it fucking feels like. So, it's the end of the month, but it's the beginning of the week. And, yeah. Hope you all had a nice weekend. If you're live, thank you for joining me. If you're watching the VOD later, thank you for joining me after the fact. I had a nice weekend. What did I do? Oh, my library's throwing like a 5-weekend bookbinding workshop. And so I went to the second session. Our first session a couple weeks ago, we did accordion books. It's like the paper, it's like an accordion. And then I like collaged tissue paper. And then this weekend we did a, what is it called? A 3-hole pamphlet stitch. And so we folded the paper in a cardstock. We used an awl to poke 3 holes, and then we sewed it with wax thread. And then they had a couple of books that are out of circulation that we were able to cut up. And so I cut up a book about Vermeer. And it's not done. I want to show you everything, but it is a mixed media of this Vermeer book, which has like non-Vermeer paintings. Like I have a whole collage that's just Monet that happened to be in the book, some Posco paint markers, and airbrush. I brought my airbrush out, or turned it on for the first time in a while, so here is, I cut the baby out of the lap, and I put it on a skateboard, and I got like, on Friday at Blick, because I needed crazy glue and dye to tie-dye some shirts. I got some silver liquid watercolor. I like to airbrush watercolors, especially the liquid watercolor. That's why there's like kind of like a sheen on the cover. See right there? Very nice. I liked it. So I airbrushed black and silver ink last night actually. But I got more to do. Like I thought these two people looked like they were like Spider-Manning each other. And then there happened to be a Miss Marvel book that I can cut up. So I have him saying, this guy's in trouble. I'm going to airbrush, I think, like pink and blue coming at each other so that you'll see the purple overlap here. And then some like lightning bolts coming out of the dark clouds. I even did some like airbrushing on top of the book. Oh, in the back, I'm just, like, thanking the library and my instructor for teaching me how to make the book. And then there's this, like, little creepy figure. So, almost done with that. This face I cut out. I'm going to airbrush a face over it. And then the bird is, like, thinking of these little dancing mice. So, there's a couple other pages where I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. Like, I have a couple where I cut out the artwork and someone's, like, looking at it, so I can put anything there. Oh, like a shout out to someone that I used to work for who told me that Coke Zero is gonna kill me. I wish. If that's the way I go, that's a blessing. So this is like 5 pages. I should have just like put 3 pages in here so it wasn't like a full 10-page like book, but that was a lot of fun. And then today I did a little reading. I went to the gym with my new shoes. And yeah. It's high of 89 degrees, but I'm gonna not be a baby. I was a baby last week. I'll let myself be a baby 1 week. Now I'm like, I just gotta suck it up. It's the summer. So, how are you all doing? We got Stefan in the chat. Welcome. Hello again. Potch is drinking a CZ right now. What's a CZ? CZ. I don't know what a CZ is. I'll tell you what I'm drinking. I'm drinking iced tea. I added ice to it. Oh my gosh. There's like... Okay, it's a brown hair. I thought it was a long gray hair. I get upset when my gray hairs fall out because I don't have as many. And so they're like precious to me. But that was a brown hair. Oh, CZ's Coke Zero. Okay. I should have a Coke Zero. I don't know how many I have left though. I am going to the store after yoga tonight. But yeah, I got my sugar-free iced tea, which I put ice in, but it immediately melted, so love that. And then I have a hot decaf black tea with honey in my glitch mug. Because I already had an iced latte. I'm trying to like... I'm not cutting caffeine, I'm just shortening the window during which I consume it. I added a little honey to it. So it's a decaf tea instead of making a hot coffee. Because I'm trying to like not stay up until 1 or 2 in the morning. So streamers need 3 to 4 drinks on hand. You know what? Fuck it. 1 second. Do you like my double-sided moo flannel thing? Anyway, got it. These tiny cans are crazy. This is a normal size can. I'm just a very big woman. Big lady. Glitch Pran survives as a house source. Those mugs are great. These, the glitch mugs, these mugs, it's like got like a stone kind of surface. I would go so far to say is the only good glitch merch. That is like practical and nice, doesn't scream tech startup. But yeah. So this is every day you could only change the world so much. And the chat today delivered a win. That's right. We got my 3rd drink. We'll do some Coke Zero ASMR. I don't know how it sounded with the background music, if you can even hear it. Oh, I gotta take a sip. Cheers to knowledge and finding true love. I have both. Cool. Now let me put it on one of the 3 coasters I have on my desk. Okay, so what else happened? Let's go to the computer. So today I published my weekly retro. This is retro number 21, which is my lucky number. Oh, did the music stop? I don't know if it's like... Put it up a little louder. Anyway, weekly retro. It's got a little Puma Greg tail. There's a lot of Puma Greg in this one. What is this going on here? Push says I'm using a floppy disk coaster Glitch gave me. I'm using a floppy disk coaster I stole from Glitch. And then Andy liked them so much that he bought more, so I have another one. Okay, the music should be quiet because it's like intense. I'll put it up a little more. Tell me if it gets to be put much. It's royalty-free pop punk, which is insane. Yeah. Anyway, Puma, some cool flowers, my book I just showed you. Some things I enjoyed this week, so check it out on Live Laugh blog. This came up on my recommendations yesterday or last night, and I was like, oh, I'm absolutely sharing this. And I thought it was gonna be like a news segment because it's from a local Detroit news station. It's literally just no talking. It's just like a bag going through the airport. I never knew what happens to the bags. This is not what I was expecting. So highly recommend you watch it, because I thought like, oh, it's 7 minutes. I did not realize how long a bag's journey was, but that was fun. Counting sheep last week, I moved it to Valtown. There's a point where finally, I think it was at we hit character max, and then Steve Krause, founder of Valtown, I think it was at 270. Yeah. We hit the character max. I got an alert that there was an error. And the error was that we hit the character count, or the grapheme count, 300, as we know Blue Sky has. And so Steve was like, hey, I'll make a PR, because Valtown has a PR feature that puts the extra sheep into replies of the parent tweet. So he streamed yesterday. He invited me to join. I didn't want to be on video yesterday. It's my rotting day. But on the stream, if you go to the Valtown stream on YouTube, he made a PR. He made 2 PRs actually. One was to chunk the sheep, and he used Townie, which is their AI tool. It wasn't like exactly vibe coding, like it had an intention and purpose. Also learned Steve is not like loops. And then he had an error to not count sheep of posting, because once we started posting again, it was a 371, because it's almost like a full day of no counting. But yeah, now it's continuing to count the sheep. We hit 400 yesterday, I think. There's 95 sheep in a day, because it's posting every 15 minutes. This is the calendar that cavemen would use, number of sheep. So yeah, when it'll hit like 571-ish, I think, is when it will go into like a third reply. In the reply sounds good, but sounds like you're on your way to get rate limited. Why would I be rate limited though if it's only 3 posts per 15 minutes? I don't know. I don't know exactly what the rate is, but we'll see. We'll come to that if it is a problem. So that's counting sheep, and I think that oh, he had asked in the stream, he's like, why is the dancing lady emoji what I put for Valtown? And I was like, because that's Valerie. We're counting Valeries. So Steve has counting Val. How high does the number go? Time is long and full of sheep. I don't know how high the number goes. It's just gonna keep counting, so we'll see, but it takes like, it's like around 3 days per reply, so we'll see how high it'll allow us to go, and then we'll figure out another solution to that problem if it happens. But yeah, now Steve has been counting vowels, and I guess like it was just counting one, and okay, then he must have fixed it yesterday. So counting vowels is counting what is now Valerie. So we have fun. What else did I wanted to show off? But yeah, I'll definitely be using Valtown for more things. Last week we used render.com to import presents or bugs. You want to see what a render app looks like when it's like asleep? So they fall asleep much like the glitch ones, but unlike the glitch ones, they don't let you draw things. So, not too much longer or shorter than a glitch app all asleep. Although I do wish that there's so much going on that page that if you send that to like a normal person, they'd be like, what is this? And that was like an issue with like glitch originally. I think we had to add more copy to be like, this is a project waking up, but some people like don't understand that. It's very like, it's becoming more normal to do that, but it's not like a normal experience to be sent a link and have to wait for the page to wake up. Normal people do not, probably have not had to think about the concept of an app being asleep or awake. But we moved presents or bugs to on render, and what I wanted to try out was Fly.io. That was another option that I know about. I have an account in Fly.io, but I'm going to create a new one because that other account is associated with there's a couple of glitch apps called Glitch and Glitch Dev. There's like a non-zero chance that if I delete those or fuck with them, it might break something on actual glitch. I don't know. We use an old version, an old iteration of Fly for legacy domains. And I'm not trying to break anything, so we're gonna create a new Fly.io account. But before we do that, Josh Camo's newsletter today shared the State of Devs 2025. Like many surveys, I either find out about it when the results are out, or if the people who give the survey message me asking me to tell people to take the survey. But I know Sasha. They do the like CSS survey and all that kind of stuff. The survey had 8,700 respondents. And this is just broadly developer. I guess this is competitive of the Stack Overflow developer survey. But I figured we'd take a quick look together. So demographics, mostly in the US. Percentage of women and non-binary respondents. Just percentage of people who are not men. Overwhelmingly male. Overwhelmingly white. It's why, like, these surveys, I'm kind of like... I know it's, like, hard to get a lot of people to take your survey, but you have to be very annoying for a long period of time. And I feel like a lot of survey hosts can only stand to be a little bit annoying for a short period of time, and that's when you get results like this. Relationship status. 181 said it's complicated. Ooh, what are the other answers? Let's see what the other answers are. Asexual, aromantic, polygamous. Polygamous, not polyamorous, but polygamous. Forever alone. Well, you see, I honestly don't know. Engaged, married, why is that not an option? Poly, relationship anarchist. Single, wait, what were the options again? Single, married. Why are people writing in married when that's an option? Single dad, okay. Divorced. Tag yourself, I'm divorced. In love with my hand, okay. Nobody's business. Married. In multiple relationships. Dating 2 relationships. In 2 relationships. This might be the only section of the survey I look at. Cut off answers. Items that got fewer than 10 answers. What are they? This is open-ended? Oh, okay, okay. Respondents type their answers use a freeform field. Oh, is that what it is? It's... Most respondents find a life partner by the time they're in their 30s, although doing so seems much more of a challenge in some countries compared to others. Looking at gender, non-binary response are single at a much higher rate than either men or women. Yeah, well... This is so goofy. Number of kids. Any write-ins on that? Career. Years of experience. Average 14. Versus yearly income. Okay. Higher education degree. Also, I should answer these. These are definitely LLM generated insights. Oh, for sure. So years of experience for me, it's hard to tell years of experience as a developer, because are you talking about like post-grad or like when you first entered the industry? Because for me, I probably would fall into 20-24 years. Oh, Stefan did some counter sheet map. I think in 364 days, when each post is under 20 replies, you'll exceed the points you need for 1 day and will be rate limited. Good, we'll throw a fucking party. That'll be so funny. I can't wait to get the Valtown email of like, you have an error. Thank you for calculating that. I'm gonna take a screenshot of this. So it's on my screenshots folder with the million other screenshots I take today. Higher education degree. No, yes, yes. I have 2 computer-related degrees. Employer account. How many employers have I had? Is that like in general or in the industry? Do I count Outback Steakhouse as an employer? Because if we count all the weird jobs, definitely 11 to 20. But if we're talking like tech industry jobs, I would count Montclair State, MBA, Fog Creek Glitch. Does Fastly, does an acquisition count as another employer? Oh, Boku. Employment status. Yeah, you've had a software job for 18 years, but been writing JavaScript, building websites for 20 plus. Yeah, so it's like, are we talking about work experience or like coding experience? 26% difference in the percentage of men versus women / non-binary respondents. You can't keep bunching women and non-binary respondents. That's like, why even have it, like, if you're gonna bunch groups together like that, I don't know. Men versus women who report experiencing discrimination through their career. I was like, what? And it's like, oh, okay, we're heading into workplace issues. I was like, what's the fucking context for this? Okay, workplace issues. It's clear that the top 3 issues reported here are all interconnected. Bad management leads to work-life balance issues, which then leads to burnout. Gender does not seem to have an impact on career issues, with women and non-binary respondents experiencing every issue at a higher rate. Gender, oh, does. I thought it said does not. I was like, what? Okay. When it comes to discrimination and mental health issues. Yeah, these are definitely, like, together. It's all just, like, worker exploitation. What are the write-ins? Bore out, bore out, bore out, boredom, bore out, bore out. I never heard of the phrase bore out before. I know Borat, my wife. That's a Borat quote. Unmatched answers. Wanting to be more involved but do not want big responsibility, microaggressions, uninterested, micromanagement, predatory labor practices, ageism, being threatened with rape and murder by colleagues. Damn. Almost no clients as a contractor. Intimidation. My employers are great. But the UK work visa situation is pretty tenuous when I started. Bad offices. Homophobia, misogyny, toxicity. One time a coworker that wasn't performing well tried to psychoanalyze me when I confronted them about it. Chauvinism of back-end devs over front-end work. Stolen wages, bad recruiting, not being heard. AI coming for us. Financial fraud. WordPress. I'm divorced. I have to do WordPress. I mean, standard stuff, except WordPress. That's different. Lack of supporting team. Feeling trapped with no progression options. That's why I've left pretty much every job I've had. All the other stuff is like standard. Like, oh yeah, I can work with jerks. There's jerks everywhere. But once I realized like, oh, there's no growth for me, gotta go. Crunch. Difference in the percentage of men versus women. Non-binary respondents who reported having sought therapy due to workplace issues. While we often think of discrimination in terms of gender or race, the most commonly reported factor is actually age, something that eventually affects all of us. Well, when you have a survey where the majority of them are men, the majority of the descriptions of discrimination are not going to be gender. So I wouldn't necessarily agree with that, but oh, these are comments. Oh, are these just like the answers? I was wondering if these were okay. Okay. Age. What are the other answers? Let's look what the unmatched answers are. Anti-remote resentment. That's for sure. Not having children. I've been discriminated against for not having children in a past job. What often happens is you're giving more responsibilities outside of work hours, and when you call out that other people don't have those same responsibilities, they tell you, well, they have a family. Okay, and excessive gestures while speaking because I'm Italian. I was not expecting to read that, but that sucks. But also, as an Italian, we have a tendency to victimize ourselves. Maybe it's something different. What were the gestures? Or maybe, I guess somebody said you do that, but not having a typical computer science background. The way I look. I haven't been a victim, but I did witness discrimination based on disability. Using free software like Linux. Oh my god. I mean, discrimination comes in all forms. I never saw operating system usage of Vim for using Fire. It's okay for me to laugh at some of these things when it's based on like your choice of software that you use versus like your actual like identity, and the way that we like tie what language we use and what tools we use to our identity leads to people saying that they were discriminated against because they use Vim. Posh said I was discriminated against because I couldn't get my audio working for any calls. Contractor, definitely different treatment. When I was working at the NBA, I was a contractor. I was treated differently. I didn't get to have some certain perks. Like when the global games happened, all the like real employees got hats, and I didn't get a hat because I was the one contractor there. But then one of my coworkers got me an extra hat, which was very nice. But then in New Jersey, if you're a contractor, you're not supposed to go into the office every single day. I think it's like at that time, it was like if you're gonna have them go into the office, it can only be for a partial part of the year. Otherwise, you might as well just hire them permanently. And they made me come into the office the full year round. So they broke some laws, and I needed a job, which is why I didn't speak up, because I definitely would have lost the job. So there's definitely you miss out on things that other workers don't have when you are a contractor that go beyond like the standard like benefits or whatever. Not drinking alcohol. Polyamory. Not having children again. Working class background. Pregnancy. I'm surprised that didn't come up more. Well, not surprised, because not all that many women took this. I still only use Windows and get a lot of hate for that. Sorry, you shouldn't get hate for using Windows, but what is hate? Higher management forcing me to fire myself. Passport power. Not wearing makeup. PHP. Divorced. I write PHP and I'm discriminated because of it. Reverse DEI. Medical opinion regarding vaccines and relationship status. Another writing PHP. Being a white male. Sorry, bub. Laughing out. Lack of personal connotations. Interesting. I like the color scheme of this page. Negative impact. Among all respondents, non-confrontational approaches such as avoiding colleagues, changing your behavior, avoided colleague. Wait, have you taken any of the following actions in response to workplace issues? Layoffs. Have you ever been laid off? 69%. That's the sex percentage. Said I've never been laid off during the past 12 months. Despite talks of a tech downturn, the majority of respondents still have never been laid off. Let's see, let's look at hobbies. And if you go to 2025.stayatdevs.com, you can see all the results. This is what I'm interested in. What are your hobbies? Are there any write-in responses? Unmatched answers. Streaming, developing, keyboards, mutual aid projects, puzzle hunts, lock picking, collecting dolls, gem cutting, juggling, fire spitting, non-existent, home improvement, spend time with my family, Twitch, manga, cubing, math, aquarium keeping. This rules. Robotics, acting, learning Japanese, piloting the airplane, Nathan fieldering, canyoneering, windsurf, mushroom foraging, bike riding, not for exercise, gigs, ricing my dot files, fish keeping, beekeeping, yo-yo. I love yo-yoing. I haven't yo-yoed in a while, but I used to work with somebody who's really good at yo-yo and they taught me, and I can do like the walking the dog trick. Drumming, going out, driving long distance, car maintenance, playing instruments, model making, esoteric astrology. Can't do much as a young parent. Warhammer. OpenStreetMap. Audio recording for open license audio websites. Perhaps this person has created the royalty-free pop punk that we are listening to today. Editing Wikipedia. VTubers. Blogging! Same. Blogging. Crafting, same. Cool. A couple of Wikipedia, rugby, riding motorcycle, hopefully with your helmet. Updating my skill with modern tech stacks. Upskilling. Helping teach 4th to 5th graders at church. Teach them what? Making bread and pizza. Hobbies is occasional pastime occupations besides sleeping and being sad. We know that this probably this should have been like an actual hard option on it should have been a multiple choice. There's quite a few beekeepers in here. I've seen more beekeepers than keyboards. Racing old Miatas. I don't know much about cars because I hate cars, but I had a friend who had a Miata. Adorable little car. He once tried to teach me how to drive it. It wasn't happening. Amateur rocketry. Fixing things. More Wikipedia. Vintage computing. Parenting. Okay. I think we're hitting more keyboards than not. Making cocktails. Hand loading. Making own ammunition. Okay. I mean the pub. Chatting in social environment. Okay, I mean the pub. Okay, so this is like carries over multiple comments. Oh, Joel Spolsky took the survey. Tantra. Family time with my kid. Coin collecting, reselling clothes, blacksmithing. That rules. I wish I could do blacksmithing. I spoke at a conference up in the Catskills Conf, and they had like a blacksmith area, and I got to make like a little like butt out of a metal thing. Okay, substance abuse. Game on my phone called Ingress. My former coworker is really into Ingress. Ingress is by Niantic, who also created Pokemon Go, and Ingress is like existed long before Pokemon Go, but like there's parallels there. And they crashed at my place when I was living in Montclair. I took them all around to all the different like spots, like I don't know, like there's like a fountain in the middle of a pond. So now like when I see things, I'm like, oh, that's definitely Ingress, or that's definitely like a Pokemon gym. There's some Pokemon goers in my park over the weekend. There's like a group of like 10 of them. And I love that. I like to ever since Pokemon Go Fest and even before that, I've never really seen people in the park playing Pokemon Go since like years ago when it was like big. And first came out, and so to see it now, I'm like, oh, are these like new folks, or maybe they traveled here? I don't know. That's cool. Animatronics. Cool. Anyway, I'm gonna look more at this, but it's time to make a Fly.io account. Divorced. Oh, you know what one of my hobbies is? And by hobby I mean a chore I did today was I polished my silver hoops. So if you're like, damn Jen, your hoops are looking especially shiny today, you're right. I polished them. I have like this polishing cloth. You only want to use it on like actual silver, and I've not polished these before, and the store I got them from said that they were 100% silver, and I was like, we'll fucking see, because I've gotten ears before that said silver, and then I polished and they were not silver. Okay. Fly.io. Fly.io, my understanding of it is this is like comparable to render. It lets you deploy apps, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I love the design. I love the purple. And Fly.io, very early iteration of it, we used for custom domains on Glitch. We call them legacy domains because it's an old feature, because Fly.io had since pivoted a couple of times to what they are today. So while Fly.io's current iteration is fairly new, they have been around since, I believe, 2017, shortly before maybe around time Glitch launched. So they've been around for a while. So I do have an account, but it was for that old Glitch stuff, and I don't want to like accidentally break Glitch. And so I'm gonna create a new account. But first, I'm gonna look at what all these links are. So they have different blogs for different stacks: Python, Ruby, PHP. Okay, if you have been discriminated against for writing PHP, then the Laravel Bytes blog might be for you. Security, Infralog. What are these? Let's see. Let's open everything up. Public Cloud for security nerds. I love these. I love these illustrations. Yeah, we're SOC 2 type 2. Bitch. Ew. We're happy to jump on a call. And this is them. Infralog. Oh, this is just their like failures. Interesting. Documentations. They do have command line interface. So if that person signed on to a call, I would sign up. But a demon octopus, why would you sign off? They have an active forum, which looks like it's discourse. Like Render, but with a different CTO that uses the company blog as his personal blog. Yeah, that's true. Is that the AI post? The Fly blog. Is this what we're talking about? Is Thomas Tauchek the CTO? I didn't read the whole article because it's a 16-minute read, which tells me they're an executive at the company. God bless. Fly status. Yeah, they're using status page.io. Atlassian. That's what Glitch uses. Pricing. Public cloud billing the easy way. Plans get complicated. That's so true. So we just charge based on usage. Pick and choose which pieces you need for your application. It's all you'll see on your invoice. Now, there was a point where I was using Make 8-Bit Art, using Fly.io to have the SSL for make8bitart.com. I was paying like $2 a month or something like that. Everyone loves a calculator. Opening that up. Enterprise, compliance. Which tells me, again, there's a balance between, this is for developers, but we also have enterprise compliance and options. But it leans less on the enterprise and leads more on the developer side. So there might be a point where they flip that switch, but if they If they have a good sales team, they won't have to do that so much on the website. Okay. Oh god, I already am. This is already complicated for me. Okay. Bandwidth, compute, memory. You need 3 machines and 2 cores for a database? Okay, whatever. We'll see what's going on. Deploy your app in 5 minutes. Okay, I'm going to sign up with an email. That's my old account. I'm gonna do this off screen. I'm gonna create a new account. My preferred name is not jjschiffer@gmail.com. Validate. I got. Okay. Entered a thing. And it said validation errors. But it didn't say what the validation errors were. Okay. Here we are. So, step 1, add a credit card. Do I have to? Step 2, connect your GitHub account. Okay, so this is like a launcher app from one of your GitHub repository, similar to Render. To launch your machine, we have to add a credit card, install flyctl, or launch your app. So there's a command line interface if you don't want to use GitHub. I'm not entering my credit card. Respectfully. Let's see what's available to me. Your email's not confirmed yet. I'll confirm that. Off screen. Well, actually, I can just confirm it on my telephone. I had no idea that it was going to require my credit card. Okay. If I refresh, okay. So we have app builders. Machines, team, billing, metrics, manage Postgres. Yeah, I'm not entering my credit card. So that's that. Damn. Maybe I'll log into my old account and see if that requires... Oh, that actually might have my credit card on it already. Because... let's see. So here I am in my other account. Let's send that. Hobby. Legacy hobby plan. So let me move this out of the way and check billing. Payment method. Chat, post your credit card for karma. Okay, I am connected via Stripe. Okay, well, let me verify. This is that email. This is that account where I'm like, I don't want to fuck up anything. Like, you see, this is glitch.org. I don't know what these are. I don't think those are real apps. But I'm not gonna fuck with them because... Confirm. Run basic full stack apps for free and pay as you go as your project goes. Well, what's the difference between that and what another person would have? Fly's monthly legacy plan billing. I find this all to be very confusing, to be honest. I want to start a thing, but I'm afraid I'm going to be charged for it. Fuck it. Free trial activated. Wait, are you going to charge me? I swear, if I get a bill, I'm going to fucking flip. Okay. Connect your GitHub account. Sure. Many projects can be deployed without modification. Let's let's install an Apache project. Only select ones. What should we? Posh death blow. Let's just do the same presents or bugs to see what that's like. Yeah, I use passkey. Oh my gosh. This is annoying. Ugh. And we're back. Choose a repository. Reuse presents or bugs. Personal. Okay. So we have a oh, if we have a mono repo inside, we don't have a toml file. What's customized to play? Caucus. Start to player machine. I want to see everything. You know, when with Fastly, we were advocating for a free developer account, which we then got. We launched. But it was always a fight to be like, oh, well, we have to require a credit card. Otherwise, there's going to be abuse. And while you might have less abuse, you will not get rid of all abuse, because abusive people have money. That's the problem with society. In order to let the good stuff in, you gotta let some of the bad stuff in as well. And that's why it was important for us to keep Glitch free to try. And free, not just as like US dollar monetary currency, but data. A credit card information is a valuable piece of data, not to just be given away. So the fact that I couldn't even try anything without entering my credit card in a new account is quite obnoxious. Positive people with money suck. Surely we should see an example of that now. Exactly. This takes quite a bit of time. There's no build process on my app. This is just a WebSocket server. I know it's gotta like install like node and packages, but this looks like it's like a whole... I guess these are not... I don't know what I'm thinking. When I went to DevRelCon last year, a Fly IO, I guess DevRel, at lunch, they asked me what I do, and I said that I was a director of community at Fastly. And they were like, what's a director of community doing at a DevRel conference? I thought that was so fucking annoying. It was so like... such a like it wasn't like, I don't, maybe there's some other tone, but just the question on its own did not sit right with me. And then we had a debate about, there's a point where Fly.io was like had a like their fail whale period, and the founder Kyle, I think, might be the CEO, I don't know, he wrote a post in the community forum about how like things are like bad, and you know, they're not sure if they'll be able to keep going, and the folks that work for him were like yeah, that was a bad move because now like nobody trusts us wherever. And I was like, I don't know, I like the transparency, and also like, I don't know, it's weird, people who are like developers, DevRel, like the workers at a company, they want transparency from their employers, but they don't want the same for their community. They are often complicit in keeping the secrets in fear of perhaps in fear of losing their jobs. So this is a conversation where no one's job is on the line. And it kind of showed like, okay, that is like, I think a huge difference. Finally, my God. A big difference between engineer culture and community culture. And DevRel should be more on the side of community, but it will often be on the side of engineering because of the nature to the hierarchy that people have created of roles that balance soft and hard skills. Let's see if it actually fucking works. Keeping Secrets of Startup Hell 3. Cool. It was a success. Well, for those of you that don't know, it's just like a server issue. It's not like a client-side deal. Maybe they just don't have WebSocket support. But either way, at least like the index should run. Node 20. Build image. Deploy. Whoop. Oh, there's like a... Okay. Let's see. Create a second machine. Okay, well... that didn't work. And... let's try this again. I just want to see if there's any network trace, and if not, I'm just going to delete it. This fucking turtle. That's funny. Oh, look, it's trying to grab the favicon. Yeah, okay, well. Let's look what our overview looks like. Wait, you're almost done launching your app. We have used the UI launcher and we have generated some files that should be added to your repository for future deployment. Okay. Will that help? I don't want to. No, I don't want to. I don't want to. I would like to delete this. How do I delete this? I want to delete the project. Config. Suspended. Have I been suspended? Is someone from Fly watching this and suspended me for talking shit? There we go. This I used forever ago. This is just for my SSL cert. I also have like this like hobby legacy account. It could very well like be fucking with shit, you know? This doesn't do anything, right? Yeah. How do I delete this one? There we go. Timeout. Thank you. And actually, I'm going to delete my account. Please delete these apps or leave their organizations. I'm afraid. Move side of the screen. I'm gonna unlink my GitHub and I wanna disconnect my billing. Billing information. I'm trying to think of how long it's been since I've paid money to Fly.io. January 31st, 2022. I paid 63 cents, which was, and then nothing in December, and then November 2021, 84 cents. These are, I think, were purely for me running Make 8-Bit Art on it for SSL, which I started, it only goes back to 2020. I'm gonna have to, there's no way to remove billing information. I want to give Flyo a fair shake, and so that means I gotta do it from like a brand new account. But I don't think I would if I didn't use them before, knowing now that you have to enter your credit card. I don't know. Anyway. OnRender didn't require a credit card, so God bless. Okay. Let's see. What else we gotta do? Wow, that was a fucking dud, huh? That's just like what happens when you go live, baby. That's showbiz. Tomorrow marks one more week of project hosting on Glitch. Netlify is like the same, although it's like Jamstack. I guess Netlify is more fuck Riot Games. Oh my gosh, what is all this? Have questions on how to monitor our architecture? Chat with our AI assistant. Netlify works similarly to Fly.io, where you're deploying a site, but I think it can only be static sites. But Fly.io didn't seem like it was static site only, because it mentioned Django. That's not a static site generator. But I haven't used Netlify in forever. I just use DigitalOcean for that. So now I gotta think. See if this redirect works. It should take you to my web wing. I'll try this in a bit. I wanna... Let's see... I don't want to move these. Don't have to move Gen Chat. Potch, if you're still there, what was that? Docker Heroku thing. It was like Heroku but self-hosted. I'm gonna ask this forever until I actually... Let's see what DigitalOcean... Doku on DigitalOcean. There we go. I have my Apple Watch on. I feel like a dickhead when I wear it, but it's because I went to the gym. And I just got a text. Oh, it's by DigitalOcean. Okay. It started. Please disable. Once you configure Docker, you can play. Oh, I'm sleepy. Tutorials. 7 says on DigitalOcean, I've done well at PM2 to run the apps and Caddy to reverse proxy. Caddy is like 3 lines to configure. Though that setup has no push to Git to update, which is nice. Oh, I'm getting sleepy. I think because I need my snack. And I was on the treadmill for an hour. And it's hot outside. I need my snack. I think I'm gonna have some cookies. And then I'm going to aerial yoga tonight. And tonight's instructor is a substitute who I've not had. It's a sub who teaches the intermediate course, which is on Saturdays. I don't go on Saturdays. So it'll be interesting to see what her teaching style is like. But because she teaches intermediate, I don't know if that means I'm gonna get my ass kicked. I am an intermediate aerial yogi. I just don't go to intermediate course. Because I've been doing the foundational stuff for a couple of years now. And usually they say like, oh, take like at least 2 foundational courses before you go to intermediate. And it's like, I think you need more than that. But I have a beginner's mind, as one of my instructors says. So that's why I go to the foundational. I like the discipline of going through beginner stuff. And I see my progress. Oh, I have a funny DigitalOcean story, but I can't tell it on stream. I'm sorry. Also, oh my god. The bar that Jersey Script is at is closed. We're supposed to have Jersey Script on Tuesday. And the bar suddenly closed last week. Someone on Mastodon sent me a screenshot of an Instagram post of them being like, hey, we're closed now. So Dan's contacting another bar, had the idea of us trying out. And so maybe we'll have it there, but that's crazy. I also noticed the ramen place near my yoga studio closed a few weeks ago, so I don't know what's going on downtown Jersey City, but yeah. Anyway, I'm like, okay, I'm clearly like fading. I'm gonna go have my snack. But I'll be back tomorrow. And I think I don't know, I think I'm just gonna I don't know, I gotta think of what I'm gonna do with some of these. I have to really like pick the apps that I need to have running. I also have to think about how I'm gonna open source some of this stuff. Is WebWing working now? Okay, WebWing that.me redirect works. So that's cool. Yeah, I gotta do some thinking about these final projects. I do like render, but there's stuff where I want the source code to be available, but I don't necessarily need them to keep running. The apps that absolutely have to be running are, but there's stuff like image to Pixon where I don't know why. I think because I linked to this to make 8-bit art, I think this is the main one that I have to have running. And also RoboMotion, although that doesn't have to be running yet. But yeah. So I'm gonna go. I have some thinking to do, some planning. I'll come back tomorrow and figure that out. I'm gonna go have a snack and do some candle shop stuff because I think I'm gonna launch on 7/7 on Monday. I wrote in Live Laugh blog where I'm like, I feel like the day before Glitch shuts down and Jersey Script, whether it happens or not, who knows, because the venue shut down. Maybe that will be a good day to launch. 7/7 seems like a lucky number. And it's the year 25. 2 + 5 is 7. 777. That's like a lucky triple number, right? I don't know. I'm a computer scientist, not a number scientist. But yeah. I'm going to eat my cookies and think more about this. And hang upside down like a bat for a little bit probably tonight. And I'll see you tomorrow. So, yeah. Enjoy the rest of your Monday. Bye.